going to happen. I mean, that just seemed so unlikely. And
see, why does the
then
media,
2 hours
even
later,
Gail and the
she is
media,
now
have to
seeing
downplay
conviction on all 3
the
counts. I can't
possibility of
imagine what you're
conviction?
feeling out there at
It's
this moment.
obvious.
Well, actually, yes, I
The
can
media
imagine
is
how
just
they're feeling
suckered
out
into
there at
this
this moment. I
fascism.
take that back. I take that back. And you can hear it now. The horns
Sorry,
are honking here, right behind us in
I shouldn't be
downtown
talking about Gail, and
Minneapolis.
people are still
I think a
mourning
sense of relief, but
and
also a sense this
celebrating, but
never should have
mourning.
happened. You know, I was there as well,
Yes,
Gail, out
very
in
much
June,
so.
June of last year, and many people asked me to describe it, and I said, you know,
It
that the
shouldn't happen, but
crowd
it
that
shouldn't happen
came
again either,
to
and it shouldn't keep happening, and it shouldn't have happened
memorialize George
yesterday.
Floyd was multi-generational. It was multiracial. It was people.
Thanks for watching.
Everyone was disturbed.
That's
the
true, though.
protests that were
That's a
launched
good point.
across America also were multi-generational, largely youth, but of course, many people disturbed across this nation about what had happened to George Floyd, and then felt the need to march in protest about police brutality in this case. And Gail, you brought up, and I think Ibram brought this up well.
It's almost like the media can start talking about it more honestly now that it's broken out.
And so I just went back and checked. He testified that Chauvin's knee stayed on Floyd's neck for 3 minutes and 27 seconds after Floyd took his last breath. That was so, and we all remember that, just like, and you heard the crowd chanting, "Stop, stop." And I think that must have weighed so heavily, certainly with viewers, but also the jury there, that this was excessive and intentional. And now they have found him guilty on all 3 charges. And we can hear the celebration there.
It would be nice for the media to not have acted so surprised, or to not have tried to support the idea that they weren't going to find him guilty.
I thought was interesting about Dr.
But I think the
testimony,
people
which, by the
expected,
way,
or at least knew it was true.
He was not a paid expert witness. You know, he is somebody who has written a book on this topic about breathing and respiration. So he is considered one of the premier experts in this field, and said that he felt that he had something to contribute to this case. But one of the things he said that stood out to me was, he said the pressure that was exerted on George Floyd that day was like having one of your lungs removed surgically. Just think about that for a second. And it showed how George Floyd was literally gasping for his life with his knuckles, trying to touch the tire of the police car to try to do anything to get that last gasp of air that, unfortunately, as we know, never came.
I do want to see, to compare how other channels are covering it. That was CBS.
And it was an acquittal for 4 officers who, on video,
This is
beat and stomped and tased a man, beat a man 56
ABC.
times with a baton. And I believed my eyes then. So I believed my eyes this time with George Floyd. And even though I knew that fast verdicts always hint at an agreement, even though all of my training told me that they likely convicted on at least the highest count or at least the lowest count, because of the history in this country, because it is
She's
so
expressing
rare
the concern
that police officers,
the people who lost hope,
because black men and black boys,
people decided it can't happen, and too many people talk that up too.
With impunity in this country, and that is just the truth. At a rate 5 times
and this is one conviction isn't enough to make up for the rest. It's like time to turn it all around.
I am the mother of an 18-year-old boy who is now in South Africa, and I feel that he is safer in South Africa.
Okay, well, making comparisons out, it probably is. There's a lot of countries safer than America.
So relieved that this is what justice finally looks like.
Especially after Trump spread the virus as far as he could everywhere, and his terrorists, his gun-toting terrorists, and his uniformed gun-toting terrorists, the cops.
To his loved ones, to his brother, who we've heard from so eloquently, at least I believe now that the movement that we've seen since his murder on video for the world to see is not just a moment.
No, it continues. Really, it continues till we win all over.
This is a
bet on that.
We've seen.
It's not over.
And for that,
let's see another one before my video's over.
Recognize that George Floyd's life mattered.